How's it going, beautiful people of Instagram? This is Jose Trujillo, once again coming to you here from the art studio. Ready to do some damage here. Something awesome. Bam! Here we go. Let's do this. Let's see what we can paint today. Get your favorite beverage ready. Alright, guys. I missed you guys. I don't know if you guys missed me. Hopefully. Let's see what we can do right now. Something like that. Very simple. You keep it simple, you keep it simple. Well, it's not one way or another, right? Like I said before, but sometimes I like to keep it simple. And I'm painting with a simple brush right here with a number, I think it's a number, yeah, number 4. Number 4 brush right there. It's just a very simple brush. Just to get the awesome je ne sais quoi. My wife, by the way, says that I'm using je ne sais quoi in the wrong way. I told her that je ne sais quoi is cool. There's no right or wrong or right way to use it. I'm going to switch the brush. Okay. I'm going to try to paint as I'm going without really thinking much about color, much about structure. It's just sort of, you know, can I paint is my question. Right? Can I paint this without thinking much about it? Because as I mentioned, guys, before, I believe that part of what holds us back is the extreme thinking of the artwork, right? It doesn't mean that you shouldn't learn and, you know, do whatever you need to do to acquire I don't know, let's say that maybe you're trying something new, or you know, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do that. What I'm saying is, while you're doing that, try to find it, if you can let go a little bit, you know. Try to find it in yourself. I'm able to let go a little bit, just a little bit. So hard not to think, totally. I totally agree with that. Especially because there's different mechanisms happening when we're thinking, right? It could be, it's thinking really is just emotional, okay? But it's definitely mechanical, right? It's certain habits that we have, that we do as people, right? We think of certain things. It is definitely very mechanical, very emotional, and it feels like we have no say in the matter. It can, at least it feels like that in moments, right? We have no say in the matter, but it's not true. It only feels like that. It's not true at all. I believe that painting is learning to liberate yourself from your emotions. I know that I just read a quote not long ago on. Sorry about the shaking of the camera, guys. I just read a quote of the guy the other day. I think it wasn't the other day. I think it was yesterday, where I say a quote by the guy where he says, "If the painting is not created with emotion first, he believes it's not even artwork, right?" Or he believed when he was alive. He's one of the first, not the guy, it was his son. I'm sorry, Paul Cezanne said that. And I get why he would say something like that, right? It makes total sense. But I really don't think it's quite that. And I don't think maybe the translation of it or the way that it's interpreted. A lot of these artists, they found truths, things that were true in their experience as artists, right? They found in their work, they found a lot of truth, right? And I think that he was talking about something slightly different. I think he was talking about the motion, not necessarily emotion. I think that as artists, we get lost we get easily lost, actually, in the emotion of things, because we're thinking about the things that we need to do and on and on and on, life and all those other things that play into it. And then we can get bummed out, right? We can get very bummed out. And I believe that the way to stop thinking or to seize that, to quiet it down a little bit, is to keep moving. I believe it's in the movement that we actually, we actually have some salvation from that. And I think that that's part of creating artwork is learning that, learning how to stay in a place of where you're thinking, but you're not taken by it. You're not completely taken by it. And it's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's simple, right? As I say many things, simple, but simple doesn't mean easy. Simple just means it's simple. Simple does not mean easy at all. As a matter of fact, usually when I hear that something is simple, I already know, oh, it's going to be hard. Right? Because if it was simple and easy, everybody would do it. But most things are most good things are simple. They're just not easy. Right? They're usually the roads less traveled. So I hope you guys can get to see my jazz man right here. Something a bit more in the abstract zone. But definitely awesome. Many times when we create artwork, it's really how we feel about it. Really, it's not the artwork, guys. I wanted to share that with you guys also. It's really not the artwork. It's how we feel about it, really. And then how we feel about it really ensures that we get some more of that, right? And I believe that many times artwork is how we feel about it. Not many times, almost always, is a feeling of how we feel inside, right? You're frustrated, your brush work, you're gonna feel like whatever you're doing is not good enough. You're happy, it's gonna feel like You're gonna feel like you have the Midas touch for some reason, right? And you're gonna see it with love. It's so funny how we see things, because it really has to do just with how we feel about ourselves. It's so linked to our sense of self-worth. It's so linked to that. That's why it's a freaky thing being an artist, because it's so linked to our sense of self-worth. If you don't feel like you're good enough, guess what? Your artwork, when you look at it, you're going to hate it. Even if other people are like, oh my God, that's awesome, that's beautiful, right? You're going to believe the people, you're going to believe the people that feel the same way you do inside. It's a freaky, freaky thing, guys. I promise you. You gotta figure out the mind thing first. Or figure out in the way. You know, as you're creating artwork, figure out the mental chatter. Because that's really what's stopping you. We end up believing people that paint, you know, beautiful, but have or paint, you know, average or whatever it is, right? But have a negative sense of self, right? A negative outlook on life, or whatever's happening in their life, the growing that they need to do, or just, you know, just how they feel about life. And those people are the ones we're going to attract. And they're going to say to you, oh man, your work is horrible. They're not telling you your work is horrible. They're saying, I know how you feel. That's really what they're saying. I feel the same way. I know how you feel. Here, let me join your party because I know how you feel. I'm going to talk bad about your work, or I'm going to talk bad about your system, or whatever, because I too feel that way. It's a freaky, freaky thing, guys. So always speak honor to your work. Always feel proud of your work, regardless of what it is. Tell yourself, I'm great. I do great. Speak honor to yourself and to your work. And you'll see it with a different outlook. Because it's hard. It's hard being good and thinking you're not every single effing day. Like, that's what artists go through. Many artists go through that. It's hard being good. It's hard creating artwork and feeling like you're not worth it every day. And then finding out, oh man, no, I am worth it. And then having those peaks and valleys of emotion, those emotional peaks and valleys, because we're so tied to our work, right? So speak good things about yourself. Speak good things about your work. Tell yourself that you're good, and watch your attitude change. And watch the way you see your work, the way that you're actually looking at your work change. And then in return, your work is going to behave, right? It's going to behave, let's call it that. It's going to behave according to your mental state. So I'll leave you guys with that. Thank you so much. There's my jazz man. Playing some jazz in the streets. What is he playing? He's playing Careless Whispers by Careless Whispers. Yeah. What's his name? This artist that recently passed away. Oh man, I forgot his name. If you guys know his name, please write it somewhere down here. You're welcome, Melinda. Thank you guys for joining, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, productive day. Take care. Be awesome. Share the love. Give me some hearts. I love hearts. You guys already know that I love hearts. Look at the texture in that. Here, let me try to get some texture in there. Also, for those of you who don't know, I auction my work on eBay. George Michael, there you go. Thank you so much, Melinda. I auction my work on eBay, and this one's going to eBay also. The link is in my profile, so go check it out if you wanna check out the type of artwork that I got, or if you're looking to do something similar. I don't know, sell your work or show your work or whatever. I got all kinds of videos about this kind of stuff, so very cool. All right, yeah, Careless Whispers is like da, 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 da. Take care, guys. Adios.